Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now, if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change.
Oh, my green screen thing, it didn't come up. Now you get to see my green screen before it comes up. Here we go. And it's not covering the whole thing. Hold on, find edges. There we go. Okay. And it said my stream quality got lowered. My internet connection must not be so great tonight. But, and isn't these cool sleeves? Anyway, and I was worried that this blue would be too close to the green. It is, you can see me a little bit through the green screen. Let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. Now you can't see through me. I hope you all are... God, I don't like the way my hair comes out in this green screen. Anyway, I hope you all are well. Bunchy says hi. We're going to just talk a little bit about non-House of the Dragon stuff for a couple minutes. So those of you who are just here for this through a YouTube search or something, yeah, just give it a few minutes. Most of the people watching this are Libertarian Party people, at least in the live stream. It hasn't been 10 minutes yet. I can't cuss yet in the first, was it 10 minutes? Or I get demonetized. Yeah, it lowered my stream quality so I don't buffer, I guess. Guess what's back? Bees. I can't say the word because I'll get demonetized. National Twitter is back. If you're going to ask me details, I don't know. I wasn't involved in recovering it. I'm not involved in the investigation. So I can't give you any of those details. I'm confident that when the full investigation is out, we will let you guys know. I know that we're not going to be revealing facts for a while because hijacking an account, that's actually criminal. And we will, if we have an option to pursue this, we will, because that was disgusting. So we're not going to reveal details of an investigation that, and hey, Mike, I'm still so upset over what you told Wayne. So I'm just letting you know, I might kidnap you. It's just simple as that. I'm going to lock you in my basement. There's plenty of room down here. So, yeah, details will not be revealed until we know it's not going to prejudice any legal rights we have. Those of you who are of goodwill to the party will understand that that's the responsible thing to do. And like I said on the LNC Membership Connection Group, those of you who were, upset to see this happen, even if you made Tyler Hobbs jokes. We made Tyler Hobbs jokes at the LNC meeting. But those of you who were literally rejoicing in the miseries of others, just see ya. Bye, Felicia. We're fighting the state. We can't worry, as I said in the group, if the person standing next to us is holding a dagger just aimed at somebody's back. No, there's no room for that. Doesn't matter what you think of this LNC. So, if you were one of the people who were rejoicing and now are bummed, yeah, I have no time for you and I've lost all tolerance. I'm usually pretty tolerant, to stuff like that. Lost all tolerance for that. Lost all tolerance for that. Okay, now we're gonna almost get started. Oh, my green screen's not showing this book well. No, that's not working. It's the new Sean Dempsey book. I guess I'm going to... All right, I'm taking my green screen off for a second here. You get to see the magic. All right, there's the green... Because I wanted to show his book. Because he's one of my sponsors. I kept forgetting it upstairs. But here's the new children's book. Here's the one I had been promoting. Get both of them. So, Ava in the Storm. Super cute. Super good jabs at the state, but in a children's story, so it's relatable to the young person in your life. You can get it on Amazon. You might as well get both of them. It's the same style of illustrations. So cute. So cute. But, okay. I at least got it in this time. But support my friend in New Hampshire, Free State Project, who helps support this show. I would truly, truly appreciate it. All right. I just got done watching the episode today because we had an LNC meeting last night. I've been dropping my door literature all weekend. I've literally been nonstop. I'm going to be nonstop till Friday when I'm flying to Maryland. But I'm going to try to get a stream in tomorrow. But let me tell you how difficult that will be. It will be history if I do it. 5:30, I've got a Historical Preservation Committee meeting. 7 o'clock, I have a Convention Oversight Committee meeting. Which means 8:39, do a stream, bed. I'll be nonstop all day. I still need to pack. Oh, but we'll see. That's why I definitely had to do one tonight. And, JJ, I saw some people aren't happy that you're helping Virginia. Boy, I'm truly sorry that you get abuse from libertarians. And we wonder sometimes why we're not growing. When we have someone that's helping out people for them to go, we don't want you here, you outsider, you smell like a Republican. My God, people, get a grip. JJ handles it well, but I'm embarrassed. I frankly am embarrassed when I see you treated that way. All right, now to the Dragon Show. And this really was a Dragon Show this episode. In my opinion, best episode so far of this season. This reminded me of a Game of Thrones episode. The pacing was good in this episode. The story was good. It ended on a cliffhanger. it had an extended incest scene. What is a Game of Thrones series thing without an extended incest scene? I could have done without that. They could have gotten the point across that the uncle and the niece, you know, were bumping uglies without all of that. I didn't need to see that. I was like, but anyway. Woo! Okay, so let me look at my notes. Even though I just watched this, I'm like so frazzled from everything I'm doing. Okay. Okay, from the beginning. For one thing, I know, like, it was like a funeral scene and all, so, like, yeah, sad, okay. Damon's 2 daughters are the cutest. They are the frickin' cutest. I just had to say that I know they were all in mourning and stuff, and, like, probably shouldn't have been sitting there going, my God, those girls are so adorable, but they are so adorable. And this is what's so sad. I was wondering how I could say this without, like, I do actually sometimes worry about offending people. I don't worry about offending people for things like I don't care if they get offended over, but some things I do care if they get offended over. And people today, not necessarily in the party, just in the world, are so conscious about race. To even discuss race it's a minefield. But I will say what I'm starting to super enjoy about this show, and of course I know it's fiction, I get it, but like the complete the complete, God, even using this word, diversity, because that word diversity is used in like a bad, like woke progressive way. That's not the way I mean it. I mean it kind of like the neighborhood I moved from Florida, where like we had the United Nations, right? Like in my neighborhood, like it was very, very diverse. And I mean that in the healthy, non-forced way. And that's like the whole feeling I got from this episode. Like there were so many different people that weren't just, you know, just when you're dealing with main characters that look like Aryans, you kind of expect the whole cast to be just like these lily white like people, and not that there's anything wrong with being white, but like it was nice. It's nice to see such a diversity, and I'm sure somebody's gonna get offended over what I said in some way. God, it's like sucks that you can't even just say something nice without people going to say anything. I am just truly enjoying the easiness, the lack of self-consciousness, like the fact that, hey, we're just different skin colors here, and like nobody thinks that's a big deal. You know, we're marrying each other, we have kids, we're a family. Like none of those racial tensions, I guess. It made me hyper aware of the racial tensions in the real world. I'm putting my finger on what I loved about it. It made me hyper aware of the racial tensions in the real world, that it was so refreshing to watch a fictional world where it's a non-issue. Just a non-issue. It was just people. Bad people, good people, that was just it. I love that. And we'll see what wokester gets mad at me. I'm sure I said something wrong. Okay. Now, with the older Rhaenyra, I've said before, I didn't care. Not that I didn't care for the actress. I just didn't think she looked like the younger Rhaenyra. But now that I'm used to her from one episode, look, my hand's disappearing. Roop, roop, roop. Okay. Scoot this way more so I don't disappear. Anyway, yeah, I'm starting to not remember anymore what the younger Rhaenyra looked like. So the discontinuity's not bothering me nearly so much. But it's weird to me the way they switched out some actors and not others. That is still weird to me because Otto Hightower is back and it's the same actor. Like, what? Like, why did you have to switch out mostly the women? Like, you couldn't just, do your magic and age them the way you did the guys? Like, I don't know. Maybe the actresses were just vain and like, nope, you're not going to make me look 30 years older or whatever. But anyway. So I'm much more used to it. And I do like the way that actress is portraying Rhaenyra. But I'll say again, and I said this to Wayne, it's funny that the show, Rhaenyra is the protagonist, but the character that interests me the most, I don't necessarily like him, but he just interests me, and as Wayne said, he makes me feel something, is Daemon. Daemon is still the most interesting character in this whole show, and he's not the protagonist. Okay. So, but I didn't get, and I'm going to have to watch the Big Brains. Oh, and the actress now, the older Rhaenyra, it looks uncannily similar to the older, what's her name again? The queen that never was. It's also a name that starts with Ray. It's not Rhaenyra, it's Rhaenys. Is that who it is? Rhaenys, I think that's her name. God, these names. Those two now look like they're related. But what was Daemon laughing about at the funeral? Like something in that speech? I have a feeling something went right over my head that I'm like, I should get what's going on here, but I didn't. I'll have to watch or listen to the Big Brain shows to try to figure it out because I have no idea. And now, what's his name again? Christian Cole? That guard, that night guy. There is no hatred greater. Well, actually, I can think of one hatred greater. Well, maybe not. I could think of a hatred I have greater. Because, okay, let me just say what I was going to say without going down these rabbit trails. In general, there's no hatred greater than former lovers. People who once loved each other and had a little sexy time that break up. Or they feel betrayed or whatever. Like, that is... There's very few hatreds in the world that deep. And I said, well, I could think of one for a second because, yeah, I still have all kinds of feels about certain people on the last L&C that I never felt about my ex. Because I don't have any bad feelings at all to my ex. But I have some bad feelings towards certain people that will remain, may their nameless, may their names be forgotten. Okay, so it was interesting watching Christian Cole because he was in that society. You know, the women are supposed to be, the men can get away with having the side pieces and the women can't. Okay, let's just put it bluntly. And I think it's really, really coming out a lot in the show that he hates Rhaenyra for seducing him. Like, he participated willingly in her fall from quote-unquote virtue, and he now hates her for her lack of virtue. And isn't that always the case? The double standard. And now, you know, he's guarding the other vicious trollop. Oh, boy. Okay. So, now we're on to the inevitable incest. When you're dealing with Targaryens in Game of Thrones, we just know. At least it isn't brother and sister. Though, earlier in the beginning of the episode, you find out with Viserys kids, you know, the brother is betrothed to the sister. Ugh. Okay. But we really got the incest action when Rhaenyra proposed to Daemon while she was still married. And you had the whole wedding at the end. Nasty. Okay. Yeah, JJ, I think that's it. The Madonna whore complex. It really is coming out in this show. I don't like Christian Cole. I don't like him at all. Anyway, even though, like, yes, Rhaenyra's used him, but she was allegedly 16 or whatever about, and he was a grown-ass man. Sorry, you don't get manipulated by a 16-year-old. Okay. So, yeah, at the end, Rhaenyra and Daemon end up married. But Rhaenyra was always married. So there was the plot twist. Okay, there's always spoilers in these shows. You guys know this. Y'all are big people, big boys and girls. If you didn't figure out there's going to be spoilers and you're getting all like, too bad. I don't care. What happened at the end there? Okay, I mean, obviously, what's his name again? I can't remember his names. Lanero, whatever. Rhaenys' husband, who was gay. So, you know, it was an arranged marriage, you know, the appearances, whatever, her kids weren't really his. Who died? Who died that they made out to be him so that he could shave his blonde dreadlocks and run off to another outside of Westeros to be happy with his boyfriend? Who was it that died? Like, that was a twist. That was a twist that he's still alive. But boy, was his mom upset. Okay. But she was right. She was right. When she was telling the sea snake that you need to leave Driftmark to Laena's children, because Laenor's children with Rhaenys weren't his. They looked nothing like him. They looked like the mailman. Everybody knew. And then that became the big conflict. Was it Aegon? Aegon that lost the eyeball? Yeah. You're a bastard. And they started fighting. Yeah, and then the kid lost his eye, but he gained a dragon. I don't know. It could be a fair trade. Lose an eye, gain a dragon. That's a big-ass dragon. I thought Laena's daughter was going to end up with the dragon. She obviously thought she was going to end up with the dragon, too. But Aegon ended up with the dragon. And, yeah, that scene with Alicent, I don't like her. Can we just get that out? I don't like her. I don't like Rhaenyra either. But I think if I had to choose Team Green or Team Black at this point, I'm going with Team Black. Yeah, I do not like Alicent. And I think I did in the beginning, but no. No. Nah. No, fam. Bye, Felicia. No, not today, Satan. This is very good. This pink lemonade. I just learned today about pink sauce. You all ever hear of the pink sauce? This lady that was making this pink sauce, that she was like dipping chicken wings in, pouring it over ice cream. It looked nasty to me. I don't know why people, like, I like pink, quite obviously, but I wouldn't, it looked like she was pouring Pepto-Bismol everything, but she was selling this pink sauce and like people were saying it was spoiled and like, I'm probably going to do a show on the pink sauce lady because I was just fascinated. Like, perfect example of, like, just how not to run a business. But anyway, we'll talk. But I just wonder if anyone here, apparently it's a TikTok sensation thing. I don't watch much TikTok. But yeah, the pink sauce was apparently a huge, huge sensation. But that chick, a symptom of the self-entitled, just, Though I heard she was a good chef. That pink sauce, though. You wouldn't get me to eat that. It looked like it would taste like, you know, Good and Plenty. That's what it looked like it would taste like, a Good and Plenty. I don't even know. Do they still make that? Do they still make Good and Plenty? If they don't, Doc Sexy's going to be like, what? You guys are old. What are you talking about? Hey, listen, I still remember candy cigarettes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, last thing. No, is it the last thing? Almost the last thing. So I can never remember his name. Y'all always tell me his name in comments. You know me. I don't remember these names. But the guy who's now the Lord of Harrenhal, who's lame. Like literally lame. Not that, ooh, lame-o. No, he's lame. He's got a cane. He is the Rasputin character. That's what I like his character in the show. Not like as in I like him, because obviously he's an evil character, but it's a good character. It's an interesting character. But he is definitely the Rasputin character here. Like, that is the exact parallel. And I'm starting, at first it was cool. So they still do have good and plenties, okay. At first it was cool the way they would juxtapose scenes. So like in episode 1, you know, you had the jousting, so like the battleground of the men, and it kept flipping back and forth between that scene and Viserys's wife, I can't remember her name now, that died in childbirth, so that was the battlefield of the women. And they did that sort of thing several times already, but it's getting old. So this show, they did the juxtaposition of Alicent with her little Rasputin guy, her saying how I'm going to need you in the future. Your loyalty won't be forgotten. So one would be, well, one queen, one actual queen, but a queen through marriage, not the queen. Queen consort, I guess, is the more way to put it. And her little henchman. And then, you know, kept flipping back and forth with Rhaenyra saying how she needed Daemon and he could be her king consort and all of this. Like, it just got tried too hard, too obvious. Enough of that. It's cool once. It's good twice. 3 times, it's like, come up with something new, people. Okay? Come up with something new. Now, the only one who watched the show, so, because I'm just curious if any of you guys have input, because that's really all my notes till I watch the Big Brain people. But I did enjoy this episode. Best one so far. Even Wayne said the best one so far. But the main reason I was eager to come online was to say, now it's past 10 minutes, I can say it. When it comes to the national Twitter account, we're back, bitches! Okay. Tomorrow we might do some LP history. But other than that, I got to get my booty upstairs. I've got to try to figure out a Zoom thing. We're having an executive committee meeting on Thursday. You can come. Obviously, all party members are welcome. But you're not going to be able to see much because most of it's going to be an executive session. So there'll probably be, there will be the call to order. And then Angela tends to always have public comment. She hasn't said whether she is this time, but she'll probably have public comment. Then we're going to go into executive session. But we will come out of executive session and there might be a motion. Depending upon what we decide in executive session. We may decide something in executive session. The general topic, and don't ask me specifics, because I can't tell you specifics, it will be general, is to consider approval of legal action with regards to Massachusetts. And that's all because it's legal. You're not going to really hear too much at this point. All right, I hope you guys have an awesome night. And got my little floppy sleeves. And I will see you all later. I was off today. I think allegedly it's a holiday. But somebody told me the holiday wasn't until next week. Well, for whatever reason, our office was closed today. Indigenous Peoples Day or something? Whatever. I don't know. Okay. I hope you all have an awesome night, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, please understand why. I've got 2 committee meetings before I can even come home. So my butt's going to be sitting in the office till late. I'm probably going to drive home between the historical meeting and the Convention Oversight Committee meeting because I don't see well in the dark. All right. Bye-bye.
living, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business.